As an athlete, what if I told you there was an insanely easy way to silence your self-doubt, overcome nerves, unleash your full potential, and do it every time you perform? You would want that, right? And you can have it. But one of the most frustrating things standing in the way of that is that most athletes constantly walk into performances with that horrible feeling in the pit of their stomach where they don't trust themselves. They're nervous, they don't know what to do, and they're not really there feeling like they're gonna go perform and crush it. And chances are, you might be in that spot as well. But see, this all comes back to one thing, and that's building confidence. So in today's video, I'm actually going to unveil the first of two parts of the 5 insanely easy ways to boost your confidence for athletes and the things that we do here with our pro athletes that are foolproof in order to raise it quickly. We'll be covering if these tools are used to build authentic or temporary confidence, why you need to use them, when to use them, and how we use them with our pro athletes. And the beautiful thing is that I know that these actually work because I used to use them when I was a youth athlete, collegiate athlete, and then eventually pro athlete, and we also use them today with everybody that we help. Hey difference makers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to video 2 of our How to Build Confidence for Athletes series. If you're new here, my name's Matt Calderoni, ex-pro athlete, turned resilience coach, and co-founder of a company called Molliteum where we help athletes discover and reach their true potential by building their resilience. And on this channel, we explore the practical mental tools and strategies that you can use and implement immediately as an athlete that we've been using with athletes like Larry Markkinen, DJ Reed, Kyle Kuzma, Dylan Cousins, and many, many more. Now, with that being said, let's dive into the first part of this all, which is understanding our confidence formula. And it's that confidence equals clarity of what skill to work on times repetition times reflection. Now, to break this formula down really quickly, the first part is that you need to have a specific skill you're focused on and that you're honing in on. You cannot build confidence by focusing on results. You build confidence by mastering skills. That's actually what we spoke on in the first video of this series, which is how to build your confidence and the blueprint we gave you. Second, you need repetition because repetition is how you actually build the self-belief behind that skill. You need to practice it and practice it and practice it both physically and mentally. And then the third part is reflection. And reflection is actually where the confidence is being built. Confidence comes from reflecting on your progress and seeing results because authentic confidence comes from knowing you have the skills to master something multiplied by reflecting on the process and seeing you get the results. And when you see that you can get the results based on specific skills, confidence is built, but you cannot have one without the other. Therefore, all the skills I'm about to list right now in the video are all gonna have to do with either gaining clarity on skills, repetition, or reflection. So really quick, we need to dive into the 2 types of confidence you can build because athletes often make mistakes between these 2. And these are authentic confidence versus temporary confidence. Authentic confidence comes from you actually working on a skill and building that skill. This is where you put in the repetitions, you hone in on something. Because of it, you gain confidence behind it. This is real, it sticks with you. Temporary confidence is where you do things like shouting affirmations in the mirror or doing things to build more courage so that you can go and take action. Temporary confidence is needed when you're in a bit of a state of fear. Together, these 2 things work so that you can build a real confidence behind yourself. But when I break these skills down right now, you're gonna notice they either fall into 1 or 2 of these categories, or sometimes they start in one and then develop into another. So with that being said, let's dive into the first of 5 skills that I'm going to give you that will help you build your confidence insanely fast as an athlete. Number 1, visualization or mental reps. This is simply when you pick a skill that you need to build certainty behind, and what you're going to do is visualize it or practice it in your head perfectly with emotional intensity and perfection. Now, the key to this is actually to visualize the technique and not the outcome. And when you do this, it actually works on building you authentic confidence because it's a skill that you're mastering. And now the science behind this is that when you visualize something with enough emotional intensity and perfection, your body actually doesn't know the difference between you physically going to practice it or you doing it in your head. Your nervous system just says, wow, the actual neural patterns are being traced. I'm building that skill. When you have that, it allows you to build a certainty or self-belief behind the skills that you have. And there are many pro athletes that talk about using visualization or mental reps, like the great Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, and on and on and on. Now, our recommendations for this is to pick one skill, go visualize it for 5 days a week, and do so with perfection. Number 2 is intentional daily practice. Now, all this is doing is actually taking the one skill that you're visualizing and going to practice it for 10 to 15 minutes a day on your own, isolated, and creating or recreating what you're gonna face in a performance. So for example, if you're visualizing yourself shooting a 3-ball with a defender on you, what you're gonna wanna do is actually go practice that specific scenario for 10 to 15 minutes a day. Now, this will build you an authentic confidence because this is also part of skill mastery. And the important part to this is that you follow the formula of intentional practice. And what we call it here is simply intentional practice equals purpose or a skill that you're mastering times intensity or a way that you're recreating the performance environment. And again, many pro athletes talk about the importance behind this intentional practice, like the great Steph Curry who says, I win the game before I even start. Our simple recommendation for this is that you need to be intentionally practicing a skill away from your team at least once a day. Number 3, positive self-talk or affirmations. Now, positive affirmations or self-talk is when you shout encouraging statements at yourself that allow you to boost courage, get focused, or overcome a challenge. Now, this will start by building temporary confidence because all you're doing is essentially hyping yourself up. However, it can turn into authentic confidence if you do it enough times consistently. However, where a lot of athletes make a mistake with this is that they think by shouting affirmations in a mirror and not mastering the skill that they're going to build confidence. I want to be very clear about this. This is specifically used for something when you need to overcome that challenge, you need to refocus yourself, or you need to build some courage. That's all this is going to do for you. In fact, there is a study that goes to back this. In a study published by the Journal of Applied Sports Psychology, it found that positive self-talk significantly enhanced athletes' confidence and performance by specifically helping them manage stress and focus better. By shifting their focus from negative thoughts to constructive and empowering ones, athletes were able to temporarily reduce their nerves, increase motivation, and reinforce their belief in their abilities. Now, notice in that study, it talks about temporarily. That's the key to these affirmations. A great public example of this is when Cristiano Ronaldo is seen many times on the soccer field shouting affirmations to himself before he's about to take a free kick or take a penalty kick. Regardless of what it is, he uses this to focus himself in the moment, but that's about it. Now, our recommendation for this is to simply use it before a game and use it when you need to build some courage, focus, or overcome a challenge. Number 4, daily self-reflection. Now, despite what a lot of people say, self-reflection is nothing more than looking at your process, understanding the progress you've made, and then realizing the results that you've gotten. By seeing the progress that you're making, even if it's really small, or seeing those little results, this is actually where you boost that confidence because you can see from yesterday compared to today, you're doing better. Now, the big mistake that most athletes make with this is that they do it in their head and they don't write things down or put it in their phone. You need to track your progress somehow, or you need to track your reflections. Otherwise, you won't be able to see that progress over time. In fact, we have a lot of athletes that like to even chart their progress and how it's been, or we use a lot of athletes that use a rating system of out of 10s, right? We say, rate this certain performance or this certain game based on using this skill out of 10. It's very simple stuff, but the key here is to understand the progress you're making with the results you're getting with the skills you're mastering. Otherwise, if you're just measuring results, you're never going to really have that authentic confidence being built. And like I just mentioned, this builds an authentic confidence in you because you can see your progress and track results. In fact, in a study published in the journal titled Psychology of Sport and Exercise, it examined the effects of daily self-reflection on athletes' performance and confidence. The study had these athletes engage in daily journaling where they reflected on their performance, identifying their strengths and areas to improve. This practice helped athletes build confidence by allowing them to recognize their progress and reinforcing their positive self-beliefs, which led to improved self-efficacy and reduced performance anxiety. In turn, this allowed athletes to increase their self-awareness, and with that increased self-awareness came an increase in confidence. Our recommendation is to reflect on your progress daily and to do so in a journal versus on your phone, because that handwritten part slows you down a little bit better than just typing on your phone does. Number 5, studying film of yourself to review past performances and make adjustments. This is actually a form of self-reflection because you're still reflecting on your performances, but you're doing so with your eyes obviously and watching video. And what you're going to do is it's simply just watching your performances, asking yourself, what did I do well and what can I improve, taking a note on it, and then going and implementing the next day. Now, this builds an authentic confidence because you're actually mastering a skill, hence that part about learning your strengths and learning where you need to improve. And by doing this, you're making constant and never-ending improvements to your game. And that innovation will in turn lead you to building more confidence because you're mastering a skill. Now, there are plenty of athletes that use film study, maybe you even do yourself, but this is what all of our pro athletes pretty well use to reflect on their performances. And one of the most iconic athletes who talks about the importance of film study is actually Kobe Bryant, where he's been seen in the past actually teaching his daughter's basketball team how to properly break down film. If you learn how to self-assess like this, implementing new things or innovating can happen extremely fast, which in turn will boost your results and boost your confidence. Our recommendation is to actually review your clips daily. This is what we do with all of our pro athletes. However, if you can't get your hands on enough film to do that, twice a week should be good enough. And there you have it. There's part 1 of the 5 insanely easy ways to boost your confidence as an athlete. So a quick little recap on these 5 things. Number 1, the formula for building confidence is clarity of what skill to work on times repetition times reflection. Next, there are 2 types of confidence that athletes need: authentic confidence or temporary confidence. The first skill to use is visualization or mental reps, and you're going to want to do that on a daily basis. The second is intentional daily practice, and you also want to be doing this on a daily basis. The third is positive self-talk or affirmations. You want to be using this before a game so that you can boost your courage, focus better, or overcome a challenge. Fourth is daily self-reflection, and you're gonna wanna do this on a daily basis so that you can see your progress. And the fifth is studying film of yourself to review past performances and make adjustments. We recommend doing this at least twice a week, and if you can't get your hands on enough clips, then you're gonna wanna do it once a day. Now, if you got value from this video, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, leave a comment down below. We're gonna be having a part 2 that comes out next week. Comment how excited you are for it. We love to see the community aspect of this all. And if you didn't get to check out the first video in our series, you can click somewhere here on the screen and it will pop up so that you can go watch it. But we give you a confidence-based blueprint on how to actually build your confidence as an athlete. And finally, if you do want to work with us, there's a link down below in the description where you can apply to work with us in our one-on-one coaching program. We take on 2 athletes per week or 8 total per month. It's first come, first serve, and we only work with those who are serious. So fill out the application form, see if you apply, and we'll take it from there. And with that being said, we'll see you in part 2 in the next video, which is the 5 insanely easy ways to boost your confidence as an athlete. So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch a full podcast episode, click right here.